On October 7, 2023, the world was stunned by an unprecedented attack on Israel. For many, it marked the beginning of a conflict that would change the course of history. But what followed the attack, the invasion of Gaza by Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli Defense Forces, has revealed some serious miscalculations, not just by Israel, but by the entire international community. The immediate aftermath of the October 7th attacks sparked widespread sympathy for Israel. People across the globe were horrified by the brutality of the assault, and Israel's calls for revenge were met with support. But as the days turned to weeks and the IDF launched a full-scale invasion into Gaza, that sympathy began to shift. What started as a justified retaliation soon turned into something far more sinister. The carnage in Gaza was horrifying. The images of civilian casualties, destroyed homes, and relentless airstrikes shocked the world. What was once a campaign rooted in a desire for justice quickly morphed into a desperate attempt to defeat a foe who, by all accounts, is nearly impossible to defeat. History has shown us that wars against non-state actors, groups with no clear structure, no boundaries, no conventional military force, rarely end well. Look at the United States invasion of Afghanistan in 2001, or the ongoing struggle against the Taliban. Despite overwhelming military superiority, the US found itself locked in an endless cycle of guerrilla warfare. A conflict where, for every inch of ground gained, there was a deep cost in lives and resources. The Gaza Strip is a maze of tunnels, an urban jungle, and an entrenched network of militants who know the land better than any invading force ever could. The IDF, despite its technological advantage and precision weaponry, faces an enemy that thrives in asymmetry, making conventional tactics largely ineffective. What seemed like a clear path to victory is now a deadlock that leaves both soldiers and civilians caught in the crossfire. Inside Israel, the sentiment has shifted dramatically. What began as a desire for revenge has evolved into a population that is increasingly war-weary. The toll, both human and emotional, has been immense. The voices of dissent are growing louder, calling for an end to the violence and questioning the future of this prolonged military campaign. The truth is, Israel cannot win this conflict through military means alone. As the war drags on, the costs rise and the possibility of peace slips further away. The international community's calls for a ceasefire have only grown stronger, urging leaders to consider a path forward that doesn't lead to more destruction. So, what's the solution? How do we end this cycle of violence once and for all? One thing is clear: military force alone will not bring lasting peace. Israel, Palestine, and the world must come to the table and find common ground, no matter how difficult. The two-state solution, though flawed and challenged over the years, must remain a central focus. Both Israelis and Palestinians deserve peace, security, and the chance to live without fear. It's not just about diplomacy, though. It's about empathy. It's about understanding that on both sides there are people who are tired of fighting, who dream of a future where their children aren't born into a world of war. We must work together, governments, activists, citizens, to rebuild the trust that's been shattered and create pathways for cooperation, not division. Peace is never easy, but it's the only way forward. The violence needs to stop, the killing must end, and the suffering must cease. The world is watching, and it's time for the people of Israel and Palestine to take charge of their futures, not with bombs, but with words and actions that heal. If you believe that lasting peace is possible and want to stay informed on the latest developments in this ongoing conflict, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Together, we can continue the conversation that leads to understanding and, hopefully, a future where war is no longer the answer. Thanks for watching, and remember, peace begins with all of us.